Welcome to day 5 on the Via de la Plata with the morning stretching exercises. It has to be done.
Das muss auch sein.
I've had 2 coffees, but I could still sleep on. Hello, my sheep friends. I'm a pilgrim and I'm on the Via de la Plata. Are you coming with me? Why don't you come with me? Please do. Hello, my friend. Are you all right?
versperrt.
The road is blocked, and there are some bulls looking at me again. There's a big one back there too. They've broken out here somewhere.
Ich gehe zurück.
I go
Das
back.
ist mir ein bisschen zu heikel.
That's a bit too tricky for me. Pushing them aside is too risky for me. I take a taxi and drive round this area.
Jetzt ein Taxi. Und umfahre diesen Bereich.
The two hikers who have just helped me a bit are walking back there. But I've gone the wrong way.
Falsch gegangen. Ich bin
I
auf
walked
dieser kleinen
past
Brücke
this little
vorbeigegangen.
bridge on the other side of the stream.
Ja. Und zwar auf der anderen Seite des Flusses. Aber in Wahrheit
But the path actually leads this way. Yes, you have to be careful. Now I'm going this way. And I hope without interruption, my need for wild, dangerous animals is covered for now.
Ist fürs Erste gedeckt.
Speaking of wild animals, I told you about the bar owner in Castilblanco. He had warned us that hunters would be out and about the next day, and I did indeed hear shots from time to time over the following days, but I could never say exactly where they were coming from. Today it was quiet and lonely. It was a bit like the meseta on the Camino Francés. The monotony for hours on end has something meditative about it that can hardly be described. We open up paths to deeper paths on the outside as well as on the inside. Today it is 25 kilometers, and the last hour was characterized by this landscape. It went up and down, over hills and hills, over, up and down, but there should be a town behind the next hill, and I hope that the supermarket is open there. Today is a public holiday, Constitution Day in Spain, not just St. Nicholas, and many shops are closed.
Und ich hoffe mal, dass da der Supermarkt offen hat. Heute ist Feiertag, Tag der Verfassung in Spanien. Nicht nur Nikolaus. Ja, und viele Läden haben zu. Mal schauen.
richtig.
Hey guys, look what I found.
Iberico pigs.
Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
Hello,
Na,
who
wie
are
bist du
you?
denn?
I'm afraid
kommst
I
du
don't
denn
have
her?
any food for you, my darling. Unfortunately not. Take care. I'm afraid I can't take you
Aber
with
ich habe
me.
leider nichts zu essen für dich, mein Schatz. Leider nicht. Mach's gut. Tschüss. Ciao. Tschüss. Ich kann dich leider nicht mitnehmen.
I keep thinking back to the words of the German we met on the first evening in Gilena. He has been on many caminos. He is currently walking the Via della Plata and will later change to the Camino del Sureste to Astorga. Then he heads eastwards back to Germany because, as he says, he has been to Santiago far too often. Every day he wakes up, laces up his shoes, puts on his rucksack, and just starts walking. As he says with a twinkle in his eye, it's the best life ever. I hike to the next village, and there I meet Gabby and we drink coffee and orange juice, freshly squeezed, but that goes without saying. When I walk through one of these playgrounds in small towns, I think of my boys and imagine them accompanying me and exploring everything that I am experiencing on their behalf.
Viele Lämmer.
Look, the sheep have lots of lambs, and there was just a bird. Where has it gone now?
Da. War doch gerade ein Vogel. Ist der schon wieder weg? Wo ist der denn?
I'm in two minds about the hostel today. On the one hand, our laundry is done and the food is good, but on the other hand, the light switch jumps out at me when I enter my room, and the shared bathroom is a shithole. I don't want to say much more, because I suspect that the people here don't have it easy. Good evening, dear pilgrims. I'm talking to you out of my bed in Calzadilla de los Barros. We set off from Monesterio this morning, and we are already in a completely different region, in another country, in an autonomous region. I don't know what exactly they call it here. We're no longer in Andalusia, but in Extremadura. We arrived there yesterday. Visually, I wouldn't have really noticed it anyway, but it's a bit different. Other pilgrims also confirm this. Good keyword. There are no pilgrims on the Via della Plata. Yes, there are only a few pilgrims. Very few. Only. And so it's a small, recurring circle that you see again and again with returning faces. And yes, we actually speak to each other. We exchange words, we talk to each other. And that's how I spoke to an Italian today. And then in the evening, a man from Kazakhstan joined us at our table, but he has lived in Munich for several years and speaks very good German. In Monesterio this morning, breakfast was actually good again, but the coffee is not so good here. I am very sorry. Anyone who feels offended, probably rightly so, is entitled to defend themselves. I don't think the coffee is as good as in northern Spain, but perhaps it's also a matter of individual taste. Maybe it's a genetic predisposition that I haven't researched further yet, but I assume it is, because otherwise they wouldn't make it here. Maybe they just use a different bean. Then I went to the supermarket, which was unfortunately closed. Then I warmed up a bit, went out, and must have absent-mindedly taken a wrong turn somewhere, or I didn't see the arrow. I just went straight down the river. Then I had another nice encounter with a herd of cows, and some bulls gave me a dirty look, and I thought, oh no, not again. I then turned round straight away. Then I met some Spaniards who said, a few cows like that are no problem. They went there, and then the woman said, maybe we should turn back after all. And I kept asking them, is this the Camino de Santiago? And they said, yes, of course, you're right here. But that wasn't true. At some point I came to the bridge where I had overlooked the yellow arrows. I would have had to cross the bridge and then go straight up at an 80-degree angle away from the river. And then the landscape was very beautiful again. Firstly, we walked for a very long time through a partly stony area with lots of green meadows in between, where these pigs were grazing. The pigs that are more than redundant here. If anyone wants to see lots of pigs on holiday, that's the place to be. Then it became a little sparser, a little less wooded, but still beautiful. Some stony rocks jutting out of the hills. And then there was a little place called Fuentes, where I met Gabby. And then we had another coffee and juice, and then we walked on until we arrived here. Yes, that was the day today. And now I'm thinking about how to plan the next few days. Gabby has already told me that there's another longer stretch, which will be in 2 days, which will be very boring, where lots and lots of pilgrims also take a bus. There's also a bus service that runs between the towns, and then the route to Merida isn't exactly exciting either. Now I'm thinking about whether I should just not do these 2 stages and simply break off beforehand and just drive back. That's what's going around in my head at the moment. And yes, what I found very nice is that I saw more pilgrims than expected and spoke to them. That we also have a German here who has been accompanying us for a few days now, who is very, very friendly and with whom we have a very good dialogue. I didn't expect 2 things. Firstly, that it would be so beautiful. I was expecting a lot more dry landscape and a lot more boring, repetitive visual impressions. Olive trees as far as the eye can see. And it's not very varied at all, and the only downside is that there are no other places to stop for a drink between the villages. But if you have 20 kilometers or 25 kilometers to go, you have to walk them, and you have to take water and food with you, because there's simply nothing on the way to the next place. Today was also a public holiday here in Spain. There's no supermarket open then either, so taking food with you is definitely important. Yes, and there could also be somewhere to sit from time to time. That would be nice. That would be another point. Yes, that doesn't exist, but it's really, really nice. And now there are also pilgrims that you see again and again. Yes, so it's a surprise. Definitely. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Then it's already day 6 on the Via de la Plata, then it's off to Zafra. That's 20 kilometers, so relatively little. Buen Camino.